I want to make this video tonight to say pretty much one thing, and that is you're safe. I'm safe. We live in a pretty safe country and a pretty safe time. I mean, safer than pretty much we've ever been. So I'm really getting tired of being told you're in danger all the time. Now, you see all the time where, like the anti-gunners are telling us, oh, that guy that lives next door to you that owns a gun, he's on the verge of going crazy and killing everybody at any moment. Every time you go to the mall, you're probably going to get shot at. When your kid goes to school, there's probably going to be a school shooting. It's just not true. It's not the reality. And sadly, it's not just the anti-gunners I hear this from, though. I also hear a lot of fear-mongering from the pro-gun side. And that's the part that bothers me almost even more than hearing it from the anti-gunners. Because the anti-gunners, that's all they got. All they have to back up their side of the story is fear-mongering and lies, because reality doesn't back them up. But on our side, reality does back us up. We don't have to rely on fear-mongering. We don't have to pretend like we need a gun because someone's going to kill us, because, someone's not likely to kill us. The vast majority of people that don't own a gun make it through life pretty well and never get killed. The chances that your life is going to be ended through violent crime is pretty slim. It's like some people have decided on the pro-gun side that the only way you can fight misinformation and fear-mongering is with more misinformation and fear, and that's just not true. I don't think you can defeat lies with more lies. I think the best way to defeat lies is the truth. And I really don't think we need to cultivate this, culture of fear. It's not conducive to our argument. It's not required for our side to be right. It is required on the other side for them to win, but it's not required for us. And I think the biggest problem is when we decide to fight misinformation and fear with more misinformation and fear, we set ourselves up for failure. I'm not saying all this because I think, well, being honest is always the best policy. I'm saying it because I think it would make us lose our argument. If I thought it would win, I'd be up here saying, the jackbooted thugs are going to kick your door down, or, this big bad man with a gun is going to break into your house and try to rape your children or your dog or whatever. I'd be saying that every day if I thought I was going to win our argument, but it's not. It sets us up for failure. When you base your argument on the sky is falling, and people can look up and go, the sky isn't falling, well, then you've lost all credibility. And I think we're in real danger of doing that on the pro-gun side of the argument these days. You don't have to validate a right through fear. You don't even have to validate a right at all. It's a right. Having a firearm is a right. I don't prepare for the worst because I think the worst is going to happen. I prepare for the worst because I want to. I don't have to validate it any further than that. I don't have to say I keep food and guns and ammo because I'm pretty sure the end is coming. I can say I do it because I want to do it. That's all the justification I need to have. It's like if someone decides they want to carry a firearm with 20 rounds in it. All they have to say to me is, I can imagine a scenario where I might need 20 rounds to successfully defend myself. To me, that's all the justification they need to have. Now, if they go on to create these fanciful, fearful arguments of why you need 20 rounds, well, then their case gets weaker and weaker because it's very easy to see why you don't need 20 rounds. The facts just don't back that up. And you don't need to back up your decision to be self-reliant. You don't need to back up your decision to do what you think is right. The reality of the world that we live in right now is that more and more people are deciding that it's up to them to protect themselves. We've seen more and more people being accepting of firearms, being accepting of the fact that it's up to them to take care of themselves and their family. There isn't some magical policeman or something else that's going to be there when they need them. So more and more people are taking responsibility for their own safety, and yet things aren't getting worse. People aren't going crazy. People aren't shooting each other at a higher rate. People aren't going crazier at a higher rate. It's actually better now than it's ever been. You're actually safer now than you've ever been. That's just the facts. That's reality. So we don't need to create a fake reality, a fearful reality that supports our point of view. The real reality, the safe one, supports us. Now, I'm not saying that sitting around saying, well, what's the worst that can happen so that we can plan for it is wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just planning. And sometimes it's just fun. But when you start pretending that that worst that can happen is likely or even inevitable, that's when you fall down. That's when you make yourself vulnerable to being made a fool of, to being made an idiot of, and having your whole argument discredited. I mean, the old adage that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it is perfectly valid. It's logical. But when you start saying you're going to need it, well, that's really easy to tear down because chances are you're not going to need it. So I guess what I'm saying is I just wish the gun community would step back a little bit and realize we don't have to fight fear with fear. We can fight fear with facts because the reality of the way things are, that backs up our perspective. Because I think when we say to people, you probably would never need a gun. You're probably never going to be violently assaulted. But if you are, don't you want to be prepared? Don't you think it's right to be prepared? Wouldn't you rather, like I said before, have it not need it than need it not have it? I mean, that would make sense to most thinking people. When you start saying the sky is falling, you lose thinking people. But when you're rational and reasonable with them, those people will pay attention to what you have to say. But if the best argument you can come up with for needing a gun and justifying the fact that you have a gun is boo, well, then you've lost your argument already.